Day one of the championships coming up this Saturday from Royal Randwick with an amazing 4 Group 1s on the program, all of which are going to be here live on Sky Racing. And one of them is the time-honoured Doncaster Handicap, one of the great races we see any stage throughout the year at Randwick. I'm Lewis Willoughby. Brad Gray, thankfully not me, is doing the form on this race because it's almost mission impossible, but that's what makes a great handicap race.
Absolutely, and it's what underpins great Australian racing, isn't it? So a lot of punters love betting in Doncasters because there's so many different angles, so many different opinions, and obviously you're getting a price if you find one that you like.
And it can be often the rags to riches stories. You don't have to be the best horse taking all before you. If you just get the right run with a good weight and a good steer on the day, perhaps you can win. And I think a few of these, as we look through the field, might need some of that.
And on Saturday, the right conditions. So as long as you handle a heavy track, you're putting your name into the hat, aren't you? And the interesting thing about the makeup of this field is you go from top to bottom. Think about it there is that the top weight with 57 kilos, he's the class runner and an Everest winner. A lot of these are proven wet trackers, so you can't poke too many holes in them. So you go right down the bottom to the Australian Guineas winner, Southport Tycoon, and there's nothing wrong with that form reference. So I know a lot of punters are going to be looking towards this end. Just the romance of those horses with 50 kilos, 49 kilos, they're bound to, as I say, attract plenty of punter attention.
Becomes very enticing, especially perhaps in heavy conditions when you don't have to carry that much weight. Plenty of form angles to take you through for this year's Doncaster, and we'll start with the Randwick Guineas. Who comes through this and what did you like about them?
Yeah, so we've got Celestial Legend, the grey, with Les Bridge, and Les Bridge doesn't have many horses, but he's got this amazing habit of having at least one good one in his stable, and we saw that with Classic Legend, preparation after preparation. But this might be the latest cab off the rank. Now you see what he does here. He's wide, he's working, and he had no right to win the race, yet he sticks his neck out when it counts. Militarised is the horse to his inside.
On the outside, Cafe Millennium. Tom Kitten looking for room. Saves in cap. It's Celestial Legend. Celestial Legend with the head in front. Celestial Legend kicking. Cafe Millennium lunges. Miss Celestial Legend. What a brave win in the Randwick Guineas. Won it from either Militarise or Cafe Millennium.
Yeah, brave, the perfect word, I think, there from Darren Flindell. For those looking at that replay, and they'll see the margin spread wasn't big, does that hold any concern?
It would have in isolation. However, we've seen Militarise run either side of that. First up, he was in the Apollo against the Weight for Age horses, and then we've seen him in the George Rider, which we'll show you a replay of in a moment. So that negates that to some extent, and the huge appeal with Celestial Legend is 49 kilos on his back, a luxury weight for a 3-year-old who is going places. So there you can see Brutal is the last 3-year-old winner of the Doncaster Mile, and 3-year-olds typically have a very good record in the race.
Absolutely, and a pretty good draw on Saturday for Celestial Legend, coming up in barrier 6 pre the scratchings.
Yeah, the big unknown is just a heavy track. He's been okay in soft conditions, but it's very different to a testing Randwick heavy. So I don't know whether he gets the right setup to do that. He is 4 weeks between runs, but what I am sure of is that we haven't seen anywhere near the best of this horse yet.
History will tell you that the George Rider is a great lead-in to the Doncaster Handicap, and perhaps this year will be no different. Few horses to highlight coming through the George Rider, which was run back on Golden Slipper Day.
Yeah, so Weight for Age back to handicap has been a winning formula for a long time, and again we're going to have a close look at Militarise above all others. Now that's no disrespect to Lady Laguna, who is absolutely airborne, but just have a look at the way Militarise hits a bit of a flat spot but comes again through the line.
Racer to the lead, 2 lengths away, V8 doing the chasing, followed by Golden Mile, Lady Laguna, Militarise still a long way back together with NCAP, V8 revving up now, and V8 takes the lead at the 100 from Lady Laguna running on, it's V8 and Lady Laguna, V8, Lady Laguna, V8, vroom, V8 won the George Rider narrowly from Lady Laguna, and Militarise got going for third, followed by...
So as you mentioned, Lady Laguna, Militarise, even horses in behind them like Kovalika, strong through the line, always a sneaky one to keep a watch on.
Yeah, he's been one of mine for a little while, Kovalika. He's let the team down on a few occasions, but sooner rather than later he's going to jump out of the ground. But going back to Militarise, now I know horse races aren't won on profiles, but he is the perfect profile of a Doncaster winner, isn't he? 4th up, he's already won on a heavy track. Chris Waller, Zach Purton, sense of timing. I can't poke too many holes other than the fact that he does give away 5 kilos to Celestial Legend, but I do think the wet track and the run under his belt is a bit of a leveller.
So as you'll see, 6 of the last 10 George Rider winners have come through to a Doncaster and run pretty well. And also, you mentioned that profile, the 3rd up or 4th up, 7 of the last 8 Doncaster winners have been in that section. So I know you said it's not one on profiles, but on paper, big case to be made.
Yeah, and hence why there's been a bit of support around for Militarised. As we know, Chris Waller, Group 1, Grand Final Day, Randwick Mile, he ticks a lot of boxes.
What about the Doncaster Prelude? By name, it should be a great lead-in for this race, but has it turned out that way in history?
No, it hasn't. But we haven't seen many horses of the quality of Another Will come through it. So where does he fit in? At the moment, he makes the race as far as there's going to be a divide. You're either going to be hard with him and say, well, we only get one chance at backing a horse like this with just 50 kilos on his back, or you're going to say the price, the short price as the favourite, is ridiculous. So this is what he did just a couple of days ago. It was on Saturday. He makes light work of these.
And Another Will went up to head off and more victorious. Then came Bandersnatch and Wellwall running on, but Another Will's drawn 2. 3 lengths clear here in the Doncaster Prelude. Backed off the map. Good horse. Keeps raising the bar and Another Will destroys them. Beating last year's winner Bandersnatch and Wellwall 3rd. Then came
landed big bets in that race and looks a certain talent. What have you made of the draw, though? Has certainly been given the Victorian visitors draw out there in the car park.
He has, but looking through the history of this race, no disadvantage to draw wide. Actually, 12 of the past 20 winners of the Doncaster have drawn outside in terms of double-figure odds. So we know, or double-figure odds barriers. So we know it's no disadvantage to be out there as a general rule. And then you're looking at a wet Randwick, and you want to be off the inside. So I actually think it's okay. It might just mean a better price if you like him.
I'm sure a lot of our viewers will know your top selection just purely through the colours and the owner, Bonho, of course, and Les Bridge with that great connection. You mentioned Classique Legend. Celestial Legend might be the next one.
Yep, 49 kilos on his back. He gets his chance, doesn't he? Tyler Schiller getting down to that weight. Les Bridge does the training, so in very good hands there. We're going to take a duet here with the 3-year-olds, Celestial Legend and Militarised. And if I was to throw another roughie into the mix, and there's been a few punters out there that have found him already, it's Detonated Jack. He might be the classiest runner, but he loves the wet.
It's going to be a great race to play those exotics, but you're with the 3-year-olds with the lightweight, the Doncaster Handicap for 2024, all live here on Sky Racing 1.